Enjiman Amin, and I'm giving you the opportunity to host your presentation. So, Anjamin, are you able to present this? Are you in the presentation mode now?
It is good. Sorry, because
It
my
is good.
microphone
Okay,
is
thank you
disabled.
very
I
much.
think. Hello,
Okay.
Muhammad.
Okay.
I hope you are doing well. Okay. Do you listen me or not?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me 30 seconds. I just launch my presentation and share my screen. 1 minute. I think, yeah. Okay. It is okay. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Oh là là. Okay. So good. So, can you allow me to share my screen because it is disabled
Of
on my
course.
side?
Yes, you can share your screen. I give you the presentation module. You
Okay,
have
because
access that.
the option is disabled on my side. I
Uh,
can share my screen.
yes, you can share your screen.
Yes, but I don't have option. It is disabled.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Can you try now?
it is good now.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, it is good. So, hi everyone. Let me just share my screen to my presentation. Okay, share full screen. Okay, that's good. Everyone see my screen, right? Mohammed, it is good. You can see my screen or not? Okay, I think your microphone is mute, so I didn't listen you. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Okay, thank you. So hello everyone again. I'm happy to be a speaker of that session for Build with AI for GDG SS. And thank you again, Mohammed, and your team to allow me to share that new open source project for Google. And I hope you will, I can say, you will learn a lot about that project and also how you can start with A2UI if you want to try or to test it. So my subject is discovering A2UI, a Google open source project for interface driven by AI agent using Angular. And my name is Ezekiel. I am practice manager at Savio. It is an IT company, and I also Angular GDE. And I am also Ionic developer expert. I blog maintainer because I maintain two blogs, one in Angular with Angular dev.fr, and another is Ionic dev.fr. It is a French-speaking blog because I noticed that you have lot of resources in English for English philos community, but in French-speaking community you don't have any more content. So I prefer to write all of my article on my blog in French. I'm also mentor at Open Classroom and teacher at engineering school in Paris and author because I just published my first book last 2 years, 2024 with Pact in test-driven development with Angular. So if you check on Amazon, my name in the name of book, test-driven development in Angular, you can see the book. If people want to reach me on social media, you can just search my name in LinkedIn, X, or I think LinkedIn or X because it is S Twitter. Okay, so what is the plan of my I can say my title, my subject. First, I talk about what problem, okay, A2UI try to solve. So I want to make some contest before to deep dive in the subject. After you will see what is A2UI, how it works, the benefits, okay, and the differentiator. I don't prefer say advantage and disadvantage. No, I prefer benefit and differentiator because you don't see any disadvantage in the term. After that, we will see the ecosystem and integration. Okay, because it is a new project, but you can notice in my talk that a new ecosystem is starting to build under or behind the project. And to finish, we will see a real world use case. Okay, so I will clone the A2UI project, so the whole project, and I show you how you can build in local machine and start the agent ADK with all of backend. And also we will try some example like a restaurant finding and I think you have restaurant contact and so on. So I will start out of project and you make some demo with example on the project. So you can start with problem. Today, when you try to, what can I say, to interact with AI agent using, I can say, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude Code, you have a chat, okay, and user come and try to type anything. For example, I want to book a restaurant in, I can say, in London or in Paris or in Roma and so on. And the agent, the AI, just respond about which restaurant you went and so on. But it is full test. You don't have media or I can say user interface or audio, video, and so on. Okay, it is a full test. You will say that okay, you have multimodal agents today and so on. But the first response, okay, you will get from the agent is full test. It is test. Okay, so you ask the question to the agent respond, and you start to iterate in your conversation. The problem is that the agent take a long time if the answer to your question is a big task, okay, for him. So he need to thinking about search on the internet or in his database or knowledge database and try until to find the good response for the user. It is slow and sometimes you can have hallucinations, okay, in the agent side. So you have test only. Okay, it is the first problem because user prefer interact with visual, okay, interface of things. If it is full test, it is take more time to the user first to read all of the test and now to make some action like booking until make a payment for booking and so on. If not, if you want to make the chatbot in your application, for example, you have a restaurant web app, okay, and you want to make some automation in the process. So user come, write your chatbot, and you launch a reservation page or you make the payment. To build that on the new era of AI, you use iframe. And if you use iframe, it is first party code. Okay, you try to execute on your own web application. So you can expose, or not you can expose, you expose. It is not a game, it is a reality. You expose your app to major UI, okay, injection risk. So in the term of security, it is not the good choice. And you have a lack of portability. Why? Because today, if you want to make the chatbot inside of the application, it is like a widget. And you know that all of a widget is generally a web, a web app. So you have HTML and JavaScript. Even if you have your app in the native mobile app like Flutter, React Native, Ionic, and so on, if you want to use the SDK chatbot, it is generally a web widget, and you use a web view, okay, to inject your code. And so you don't have a native interface in your code. It is just a layer, okay, for the web in your native application. And the last problem, but is a more recurrent problem, is the complex multi-agent. I can make you an example to booking, okay, some restaurant or even some room in the hotel and so on. If you ask your agent like ChatGPT or Gemini and so on, he tried to find, okay, the hotel and so on. But after, you don't have, if he went to interact with another agent to make booking, to notify you by email and so on. So if you have a case or you need to interact with multi agent, you can do it because the agent cannot manipulate the DOM. Okay, so you are in your own application. You I can say you use a widget or a frame, okay, built-in frame in your application, and you want to make some interact between your application and the widget. Okay, the widget agent cannot manipulate the DOM of your application. Okay, the DOM, for people who don't know what is the DOM, it is just when you inspect your website or anything, any app web, you can see in the console of your browser, you can see the tree, okay, of each element for your website. Okay, it is like the document object model for people who love JavaScript and so on. So today you can manipulate the DOM through the agent. Okay, so you have the iframe and so on, but you can just get or interact with your application DOM through the widget or the chatbot agent. Okay, I hope you understand the problem. Now, what is A2UI? A2UI, it is a cycle, so it is agent to user interface. The first time I have heard about A2UI, it is on LinkedIn. Okay. And I see just the release blog. And when I visit the blog, I see it is in December 2025 the team, okay, the team at Google make his first release. Okay, so it is just a protocol. Okay, A2UI is not a library, is not a library UI. It is just a protocol, like the protocol A to A, agent to agent, or MCP protocol. Okay, it is just a protocol, but this protocol have a specification. Is that let AI agent generate rich, interactive user interface. So that protocol allow or permit to AI agent to generate a user interface. It is not generate a text or image or video. No, no, it is a full user interface. And if you continue in the definition, you can see render natively on any platform. So each user interface using A2I protocol and agent generate, it is a native code for any platform. So if you're using Angular, the agent generate a user interface for Angular code source. It is same for Flutter with Dart, for React Native with JavaScript or React, and so on. Okay, even if you use Kotlin, Jetpack Compose, or if you use Swift UI, it is for native code. And the most important thing is that without executing arbitrary code, so you don't have injection of code because the agent does not execute the code. And if I continue in my presentation, we remark that it is the client, your framework client, okay, who decide what will be executed. It is not the responsibility of the agent. Agent just generate your user interface, but the interaction, the execution of code, and so on, it is the responsibility of your client. So you don't have any injection of code. The first release, it is in December. Okay, you can see 15, 2025. It is a new recent project. Today you have version 0.8. Okay, it is the public review, and under Apache 2.0 license. Okay, so I just make that sentence in the tooltip, or you can say in the comment, because that illustrates, okay, the mind behind A2UI. The agent speak UI. Okay, and you know that the agent don't speak really, but you understand. Okay, the agent speak UI. It send a JSON description of the component. So you will see after that I can say that presentation that all of component generated by the agent ER using the protocol A2UI, it is just a JSON object. Okay, so the agent describe all of component and with description, with action, with I can say input output and so on using a JSON object. And now the client app render them using its own native widget. So the client decide how he want to render that component. So agent can say that this is card, this is list, this is text box, this is input, okay, in the JSON. Using when your user asks something like show me the list of restaurants in New York or in I don't say in London, in Manchester, and so on in SS, the agent can get respond to the client using a JSON with all of description of component and object. And after the client, if you use Angular, React Native, Flutter, and so on, will render in native code. Okay. So how it works? You have 4 steps. Okay, four global steps to understand how it works. The first, it is generation. Okay, so you have agent, okay, who generate JSON payload describing the UI component. It is the first time. So agent generate the component, and I can say retain that in your mind that it is a JSON object. So all of component is a JSON. And I show you after the presentation, when you start the demo, I show you that it is a JSON. Each component is just a JSON. That is crazy, but it works. And the properties, after you have the transport. So when the user writes his message, it is a chatbot, classic chatbot. You can type your message, and when you send, you use A2I protocol, agent to agent. It is a protocol created by Linux Foundation, but the most contribution comes from Google. So for me, it is a Google protocol because Google has made more and more contribution on that protocol, who is open source protocol. Okay, or you have agent generative UI. So if you don't use, or if you don't, yes, that is exactly. If you don't use A2UI protocol, you can use agent generative user interface or just a REST API. So you can use just REST API to make your interaction, because you just keep the message, and now when you make a treatment of the message of user, you can use one of okay protocol, just A to A protocol, agent generative UI, or just the REST API okay protocol. It is you just decide what you want to use. Okay, it is not a mandatory. After you have resolution, so now the agent have JSON of component. The message is okay transport, and okay it is you make a treatment of your message. And now when the agent respond to your client side okay app, the client use A2UI render. Okay, so you will see that you have a model haut et low, okay, the rendering from JSON to native component. Okay, so it is A2UI render. It is a model. Okay, his name, if I can spoil you, it is just the surface. The name of module is surface. So surface make I can say the bridge between the JSON component, okay, object, and the native render. You will see that. And validate component against the approved catalog. So you have a set of components, okay, for set of components proper to A2UI. So A2UI have on widget with a list of components. So when you ask agent generate that things, he will check or he will search on the set of components, okay, who he has or they have, and it is inside of that list. He will pick the component for your UI interface. And to finish, you have rendering abstract component. Example, test field are mapped to the platform nativity. So if it is test field, if it is input, test box, what can I say, calendar component, card, object, image, video, anything you want for to build your user interface, okay, you will have in the native widget. So if you have Flutter, React Native, Angular, React, and so on, you just pick the components from the agent, and the A2UI rendering make okay the bridge to build in the component in the native widget. So you have one example, okay. It is one component. Type component is card. It is a card. ID, it is okay for which user interface. So each user interface is like on Figma. If you, I don't see if you have worked with Figma in the call or in our session. Each Figma okay user interface have an ID to just make him differentiate from which UI you click on, you update and so on. So it is like same ID booking form, and in that card it is a parent component. You have children, and children is tape picker, button, and label. So the button have type, ID, label, and so on. So all of components, okay, generate by the agent. It is a JSON following your context. So if you ask for a list of restaurants, they will generate all of components, okay, the client side needs to show you in his user interface the list of restaurants. Of if it is a list, you have maybe card. In the card, you can have image of the restaurant, image, and the restaurant name, address, rating, and so on. And all of card will display in the list of components and so on. So follow the needs of your user. The agent will generate the component who match with your needs. Okay. Now, what is the benefit using A2UI? I know that it is a new project, but if you want to I can say to project in the future, you can start to discover which benefit and how you can use or you can leverage, okay, using A2UI to increase your productivity or to increase your way to build quickly, okay, a modern application. Because for me, A2UI it is the next generation of front-end application. It's the next generation. So you have security first because you don't have injection of code, executive code. No, no, no. Your client side, your framework have all of the toolbox to manage his own code. So you don't have executable third-party code or third-party library. No, no. Declarative format, no executable code. The client keep a catalog of approved components. So he never go to search or to I can say try to search a component which is not found in the approved component of your catalog. Always the agent search the component in the catalog. And I will show you the platform where you can see the set of components. You have progressive streaming. Okay, I don't know if you know JSON-L. JSON-L is a new format to make streaming, okay, response. When the agent respond you know, you remark that they don't keep you full sentence or full paragraph. He start and when he thinking, he complete line after line after line. You can use it for the JSON-L. It's the new format who allow this streaming response. Native cross-platform. And that is very important. So you have one protocol for many platforms. Okay, like you say that one code base for all of all of the platform, iOS, Android, for cross platform, it is the same. So you have one protocol, but you can render it natively on Angular, Flutter, React, SwiftUI, and it is the native first and not web centric. Because web centric is for iframe. So you have iframe and you put in the iframe a code who will be execute on your code and can it is not safe for your application. It is flexible and extensible. Why? Because the project is open source. So if you want to make you make a web application, okay, like your enterprise application and so on, you can clone, okay, the open source project, and you can build your own custom, okay, project on the top. So it is easy, okay, to manage, to update as you want. Okay, so open component registry, smart wrapper let you plug in any existing component. You can build, because I know in the company you have our own design system. Okay, so if you have your own design system, you can use it to train the LLM you use on your company. Okay, you can using for MCP and so on, but you can use your own design system, train the LLM, and build it to UI. Okay, using or around your own design system for your company. LLM friendly, just what I say soon. And now you have multi-agent ready, and it is one of the biggest benefit. Why? It is compatible with A2UI protocol, agent to agent, and also agent generative user interface. So a remote agent can send a UI without touching the host app's DOM. So the agent reply, okay, to your message or to your chat when user asks something, but the agent has not the power to update, because when agent try to update directly your DOM, it is a big risk, because it is like everybody can update, can patch your DOM, and can make a I don't know if you know XSS, okay, security vulnerability. So it can make an injection of JavaScript in your DOM. And it is a big risk. Okay. So agent reply with using JSON object, and it is the responsibility of your client to take that JSON and to convert to native component. So in the process, agent can never and ever modify directly your DOM app. And the host, because it is in your one web application. Okay, so you have your application. It is not a chatbot, external chatbot. No, no, it is your application. You put the automation for, I can say, for facilitate, okay, the search or the business logic, okay, the business logic of your future user, and the agent can modify directly your DOM host. Just generate the JSON of your component, but never and ever modify your host up. What is the ecosystem, okay, in the up to date behind the A2UI? So today we have some framework who which we can use, okay, to start the A2UI using today. You have Flutter, okay, Flutter, Angular, web component using Lit. So Lit, it is a library who help people when to create its own design system, okay, behind web component to use it. So you have Lit, you have Stencil.js from Ionic team, and you have another component library. You have React, and you have Self UI planning. So I think they make a roadmap, and I show you on the official website, and which what is the roadmap of future client we want to add on the protocol. And the partner or protocol, you have Copilot Kit. Okay, it is a platform who allow you to to create an application without code anything. Okay, Copilot, and you have agent generation UI, agent to agent protocol from Linux Foundation, but Google is the most make more contribution on that project. You have Google Opal, never use it. I don't know, but it is also a pleasure to learn something new. All right, agent spec, okay, and to finish, you have AWS Agent Core, okay, since March 2026. So that is the client who support, and that is the partner protocol you can use. If you don't want to use A2A, you can use another protocol following your expectation. Okay, so now we will talk about real world use case. Okay, so to start, I will go to A2UI website. Okay, if you search on the Google A2UI, the first link, okay, it is a well SEO. So when I discover a new project for me, the first thing I will do it is to go to Quick Start. okay, to just see how we can use it, how it is expectation, and so on and so on. Okay, so me in my presentation, I just make a summary all of things it is more important for you to know when you start with A2UI in my presentation. Okay, so to before to start, okay, the quick start, we will launch the project and so on. I will show you the roadmap. Okay, so now you have version. Please, I just make some zoom to allow anyone to see. So, okay, you have version 0.8, and for rendering, I talk about Lead, Angular, Flutter, React in progress, coming quarter 1. I think it is the last month, maybe end of this month you can use React also in the protocol. Swift UI, it is the second quarter of 2026 of this year. Jetpack Compose also, Vue, SelectKit, and Chatien. So they also request community contribution. Okay, so you can see the roadmap, and if you want to contribute to the project, don't hesitate. Okay, it is relevant to make some contribution on open source project, and I show you my little contribution on that project. But don't laugh about me because it is just a I update a readme because I just find some issues behind between the command line, and I will explain you soon. About transport the protocol, okay, you have A2A, Agent to UI, REST API, WebSocket, SSA, and MCP. Okay, so it is also community integrate and so on. And for Agent UI Toolkit, you have Copilot Kit. For people who don't know Copilot Kit, it is I think no code. Me, I can say I call that Copilot Kit like a low code platform for generate web application for web. So you can start and you can explore. Okay, so you have one menu for A2UI. Okay, with example and so on. Okay. And you have also OpenAI chat kit. So I think OpenAI also maybe militate or want to contribute to a project. And also Vercel community, maybe, why not? And for agent framework, you have ADK, A2A, ChainKit, LangGraph, CrewAI. So Cloud Code, Agent, OpenAI, I think so. They want to make A2UI like a reference, okay, when you think about the generation of UI using agent. So they went to add all of agent library tools, okay, when developer use day to day to make that library or that protocol more usable for all of them. Okay. So now I will show you the set of component. Oh, sorry. I open the another window. Okay, so that is the set of component. Because in my talk, I say that if you want to generate a user interface, you go to the catalog of components. That is catalog. You can see basic catalog who list all of okay component. It is very me. I talk about low level component. Okay, it is low level component for me. You have row to display row. You have column for display column, and you can remember that it is just JSON. It is JSON component, and you have some prop to say properties. Okay, you don't have events, you don't have I don't know CSS and so on. No, all of event, all of styling, and so on. It is the responsibility of your client, and I will show you soon. List also JSON, cards also JSON, text, image, icon, video, audio player. So all of component how you can use in your in any application to build them the list in your catalog. So the agent it is his knowledge of component. And don't go to the I can say for Angular developer, go to the Angular material or go to the ng0 or Bootstrap or Tailwind. No, no, no. This is the catalog. And you go to pick the component who match with the user needs. That is very simple. Okay, now you know where is the widget component. You will start with your small live coding. Firstly, I will go to the open source project A2UI. So you have a link on the website. You can click on that link and you can see A2UI, okay, with me and all of the project. So me, I will clone the project. Okay, sometimes it is also good to clone of the project built by the I can say the smart engineers at Google, and you will clone the project, launch in the local machine, and like a play like a superhero. Okay, sometimes it is good to do that. And so I go to GitHub folder in my machine and I make the git clone and just paste the project and I will clone it. Okay. It is better to discover or to try to understand the project in my local machine because I have my ED who help me to find some file and so on. If not, I can directly launch VS Code in that work. I'm not signed. Okay, it's not a problem. So if you make a git.dev, you can just open any GitHub project. Okay, like VS Code. I think I make git GitHub this github.dev. I think. Okay, you can launch any project. Okay, in VS Code, but I need to sign. It is not a problem. Okay, okay, okay. So we continue. The project is full clone on my machine, and now it is A2UI, the name of Angular Bootcamp. Sorry. Okay, so the name of project is A2UI if you clone it. And now I launch my IDE. I'm using WebStorm. Okay. Okay. Is launching. Okay. So just put here. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. That is very, very good. So it is the project A2UI. Just wait for load the README in the full preview. Okay. 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 So you have that README on the project who explain you how you can launch the project. Okay. But you don't have a full I can say full instruction on that README. Okay. So you manage between the README in the project and the instruction, okay, on the website of A2UI. So If you go to quick start, you manage between start instructions, okay, full instruction, and what you have in the README. Okay, so in the project, it is just two or three folder who need to keep your attention. Okay, don't try to if you are a curious guy, no problem. You can start to explore each folder and so on. But for my talk, I don't have many time, so I just okay use agent SDK folder, render, and simple. Okay. In the agent SDK, it is all of agent SDK, d'accord, okay, that the team use to build the agent. Okay, uh, you can understand that it is the backend. It is the backend of the project. So all of agent SDK, it is the backend. Okay, so you have one in Java, another in Kotlin, another in Python. Okay, so for us, okay, we will use simply Python agent. Okay, so you have MD. Okay, for I think that is just a skills. You can take that skills in the AI project, explain how we can generate and so on. Okay. After that, you have the render. The render it is out of client project. Okay. So you have authorize. You have Angular. You have Flutter, Lead, and Markdown. But Markdown it is a core system project. Okay, so you need Markdown, okay, to build your project. So it is not a client. It is just for system core and also web core. Web core and Markdown it is just for system core. But you have Angular client, you have Flutter. I think you don't have here. I don't know why it is just readme. You have Lit and React and just React. Okay, so you have three clients in the project now. The rest is building. Okay, so if the team or the community finish a client, if it is ready to use, they will get it on the project. Today, for me, I just made a action to Angular. Okay, because I am Angular developer. Okay, so after you have the sample. The sample is the I can say is the example. Okay, and in that example we have ADK project folder and MCP. Okay, for that demo you just use ADK and you will launch the restaurant project. Okay, and in the restaurant project, you have agent.py. So it is our backend of example. Okay, because that agent SDK, it is for core module for A2UI. Okay, so if you want to build an agent like that, you can build in Python, Java, and so on. Kotlin. So it is the agent. In the agent, you have LLM agent and so on. You have the prompt builder. So all of interaction, okay, that will have soon when I launch the project with the client, the restaurant application. Okay, it is agent who respond. Okay, so you have all of prompt and you can come here to update the prompt and so on. So you have a prompt and you don't have a external database. Okay, so all of the data is in that file, restaurant data JSON. So it is our local database. Okay, so it is not the external database. Okay, good. And I think that is all. That is all. And now for client, we have also client project. So we have a lot of projects in Angular. I can just make because I remember that is small maybe. So I make okay. I think it is better to read the folder name. So you have a lot of projects in Angular, and you have restaurant, Richard, I can say MCP calculator, gallery, and so on. Okay. So now we will start our project. Okay. We have firstly after we close your application, you need to export Gemini API key. Okay, it is the first step. So where I can find that key? It is not difficult. I go to ai.dev. It is the shortcut for Google AI Studio. So ai.dev it is the short link. And now I can see the Clay API. So we will come in the dashboard. Normally, if you go to the first time to the AI Studio, you have that interface. I think I can also make some zoom. And in the bottom at your left side, you have a get API and you just copy. Okay. So I will make that. Okay. Firstly, you have some mandatory, okay, something mandatory like Node.js, okay, 18 more UV. For UV, you just install that. Okay, you can install UV using the UV platform. Okay, if you search UV, okay, UV tools on Google or throw since that link, okay, on your README, you can check the website and make installation and following your operating system. If it is macOS, Linux, Windows, and so on, you can choose the best way. Okay. For me, I am on MacBook, so I prefer Brew install. It is quickly and it is easy for us. Okay, so firstly, I make nvm use 22 for Node.js. Okay, and now I can say Gemini API key and okay, so good, so good. Now I need to launch okay our backend. Okay, give me some. I go to the Angular project README, okay, to launch the project. So each client project have a README. So I go to the Angular README and I already export my Gemini API key first. Now, what can I say? Quick start. I will launch. Okay, I will launch. I can say the restaurant finder. Okay, so just I can copy that. Let's say no ls. Sorry, it is agent. So I will navigate in simple. Okay, so see, we have some trouble in the readme example. So I just make cp slash not okay. Uh, I think I remark that it is some change in the. Give me 1 minute because I remark that have some change on the readme. On the readme, you have some change. Okay, okay, that is good. I use run the agent, okay, because normally I will start the agent before to start the client, okay. So I it is like I say that you need to navigate between README and the project because I open the pull request, but not approved since 3 weeks because I remarked that I noticed that have some issues on the README. So we try to navigate between README and platform. Run agent, okay. I can run agent. So if I passed that command, I remove sample. Okay, so good. Now I launch UV run to launch my agent. Okay, agent is has been built with agent development kit. Okay, from Google. So my agent, I think installed package and is good. Okay, so I just rename that terminal agent restaurant, and you can see that my agent run well, and it is available on the 10002 path in localhost. Now I open new terminal to launch my web front application. So, okay, nvm use 32. Okay, so simple client Angular. Okay, you have that. Okay, firstly, I will install all of dependencies. So I make npm install to install that. That will take some time, some little times. Some little task. Yeah. Sorry for the, the delay. I launch many things on my machine, so I just have Intel Core i9, so I don't have Apple chip. I think I will definitely upgrade my machine. Take time. Okay, but for agent that is okay. And okay, while you are waiting for npm installation, I can explain you, okay, something in our source code. So I say that when the agent generate the component, okay, the client convert that component in the native component for the framework. Okay. Normally, when I create a Angular app for restaurant, I have I can say some component because I'm Angular developer, so I know that for restaurant application I have some component like restaurant card or restaurant list or payment component. I don't know if you understand what I say. So you normally in the project on my code base, I will see something Okay, something about the restaurant application. Okay, it is the minimal. It is the minimal. So when I open the Angular restaurant project, I understand that it is the end of front-end developers in the world. Because I just open the folder, the app folder. It is the standard folder when you create Angular project. You have the app folder. Okay. It is the classical app folder. The two file you don't have, it is the custom file that the team add. For example, it is the client file, ts, and temp file. That two files is not the common. No, it is the custom file they add. Okay. Until that, it is not a problem. No, it's just two files. But where is our component? Where is our list restaurant component? Where is our cart restaurant component? Where is the booking form? Where is the booking form? Because it is the restaurant booking. We continue. We just see restaurant 10 for CSS and nothing else. Nothing else. You have zero component. Okay, you have zero component. I don't know if you understand. The front end, the Angular developer create zero component like your own component for the project. You have nothing. Just CSS, just client, and temp file. Why? Because when the user, you can also continue to discover them some file. You can open the index.html. So you know that all of websites have index.html file. Okay. When you open that, it is the classical. You have Google font, nothing. AppRoot, it is the first component who launch when we create Angular project. It is this classic. Okay. So AppRoot make a reference to app.html. I open app.html and I see just that. Nothing related to list restaurant, cat restaurant. No, you can just read the code. You have a form. A form. In the form, you have restaurant find the title, you have input, you have submit, and where is the rest of user interface? You don't have. You have just a surface, a array of surface. And the surface who build the user interface when you want. If user asks anything in that logical, they will build A2UI visible no surface. So surface, it is the brain, it is the engine, okay, of our project. Surface, it is the A2UI render engine. It is the brain of the project. So when agent respond to your client, the client just call surface model to build the interface. And if you go to the client.ts, you can see A2UI render service. That is a model, that is a service. In that service, you have a most complex code base. Even me, I don't understand this code. Okay. When I read, I can understand, but I know that I can write it. It is not my work. It is the I can say it is the brain of our system. Okay. So the community of the Google team built that class to build all of component or all of needs for your application. So this file represents all of the application. Because when you ask, you can see some requests, some HTTP requests. So fetch on A to A. So they use agent to agent. It is normal because Google invests many in the contribution of that protocol open source. So you have fetch on A2A, and after that, okay, you have a response, and this response, it is the JSON of information and of title and so on, and that is your application. One file client.ts. You have no other component. Angular developer generate no zero component, zero component. It is same if you take we can say React example. You can see that is same. In React, you just have app.ts, client.ts. This client.ts, it is make for React, so it is not the same. You remark that Angular client.ts differ to, it is not the same. It is different. It is different to create a client.ts. And it is that logic, that I can say that file who allow the generation of native component for each framework. Okay, so that is I can say the engine, okay, the black box behind our A2UI rendering. Okay, now you can check if our it is okay, you built in. But before to launch the project, you have make two things. First, I show you Markdown and Webcore folder. So two folder you will need to build in. Okay, so I go to cd render. Okay, wait. Okay, I think just why you okay cd. Okay, so I go to render, and render I make markdown and markdown it. So in the markdown folder, you can see another project, markdown it, and we need to build that project. Okay, so first we make npm install, and after we will make npm run build, and we make the same thing for core. So our project needs the two dependencies from two projects. So now I can make npm run build to build it. I think they changed the README because I made that talk for the French speaking community last week, and it is the opposite. So I need to build webcore before Markdown. No problem. Think box. And I say that they update the README because in the README normally you have a list of the command you need to tell. So go to webcore and make npm install. Webcore also is a dependency. Dependencies. You can check it. Webcore, it is just a dependencies where you will use, because if I open the package JSON of the Angular project, you can see that you have webcore and markdown it. Okay, me, I know because I clone and again and try each time I have that talk for different GDG for built with AI. So step two, you can see that we have symbolic, okay, link to the project. So I need it. Okay, you are wait. Thanks, guys. So now I can build, run, build. Okay, so good. So good. When I launch the example, you can see that I think all of front-end developer can start to cry. Me also. Okay, so you are in the same, I can say, same basket, or same trash. But it is time to front-end developer to become augmented developer frontend. It's time to use to understand the different tools of AI, okay, in our day-to-day job, in our day-to-day goals in our job. Okay, now I go to Markdown to make just npm run build and just the magic operator. Yes, Mohammed, you
Sorry for interrupting. Anjin, you have a more 10 minutes, okay?
okay? Okay,
So
no, no,
you are doing so
I just
excellent, okay?
no problem. I just launched the project, make some demo, just 5 minutes. I finished.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, no problem.
Just like reminding us,
sorry,
something.
sorry, sorry, sorry
No,
for.
no, no, that's okay. That's okay. There is no problem. I just
Okay,
need
okay,
your
okay.
flexibility.
Thank you, thank you. Just launch the project, and I think that is good. Okay, now I can make npm run start dash 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 and restaurant. Okay, I think what is the name of the project? Restaurant. Yes, it is restaurant. Restaurant. Okay, I just launched the project and show you that it is all of interface. It is generated by the agent to agent and not by the our Angular, because Angular project you don't see anything about form. Maybe if you can see form, okay, but the rest of interface you don't see the list of restaurants, the card restaurant you don't see. Now let's the magic operate. Okay, localhost or localhost. Okay, and I finish with the demo. Okay, uh, take time, take time, take time. Okay, I think that is okay. Okay, that is our interface. Like I said, that it is just a chat. And now top five Chinese restaurants in New York, because in the JSON object you have that information in the local database. And I make search. You can see they call. I show you the request A2A. Okay, they call our API A2A agent, and you can see in the restaurant agent terminal they start streaming. Okay, they send a final query LLM. You can see top five Chinese in New York, and our ADK start to thinking about call the model fund. Okay, good boy. You can see all of components is JSON. Okay, for example, you can see component test test book now component and component information. You can see here component card details, component color, and so on. And in the UI, you have see that. In the code in the code base, you don't have C. We don't have test card. You just have a form and a restaurant finder, the name in the front of when you start the application and so on. You don't have this list. And if you can inspect, you can see that it is that is the DOM. Okay, for people who don't know how the DOM, and you can see A2UI card. It is agent generate the object and the client convert. That it is the Angular component. It is the syntax. You start from the prefix and so on. It is the Angular component, native component. And people can say that it is just display information. No, 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 no. I can book. If I click on book now, I will redirect the booking. The booking. That booking form is not in my project. You just have the first interface for typing, show me five restaurants in the channel. It is the alone only information you have. That interface is not in my Angular project. It is the agent for A to the Y who generate that. And now I can book. Yes, I can book. I can book and I make a booking. Or is the call to A2A protocol, you can see here, and no code base in my Angular project. And I make the booking. So to summary, okay, uh, agent generate interface using A2UI. A2UI, after agent generate interface, use A2UI protocol, agent to agent send the response to our client, and our client use A2UI rendering. Here I show you surface. It is the brain, the engine of our system, and the surface transform the JSON response with component widget in the catalog and all of information to native component for your user interface. So I think the session is very relevant for you. I think you really like that, and I hope that I will continue to give some talk for GDG SS, and I'm very happy to participate like a speaker to that session. Thank you, Mohammed, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Angels. I mean, Agbala, and forgive me my pronunciation about your
No,
names.
that
It's
is a good
really hard for
pronunciation.
me. Okay, so I hope my attendee like this journey. Okay,
Okay,
and I want to summarize and give you the remarkable remark closing statement about it. Actually, you know, I have the quite experience behind the
okay,
scene. What's happened? Suppose when you build your solution as a front-end developer,
okay,
you need to think a lot of things as a to generate a form.
okay,
Suppose the from validation, from constraint, security, data
okay.
injection, lot of things. Then you need to think about the compatibility, like browser compatibility, and Google, sorry, Internet Explorer is the big headache. I can make assure you this is the I can say this is totally as a front end view, it's totally the different. Okay, then
Okay,
you shoot the device compatibility. Then you should think about your operating system
okay,
compatibility, like Windows environment to Linux environment, Mac environment. After that, you need to think about your version compatibility. Okay,
eh,
the
okay,
Windows 10 is different, Windows 11 is different. Okay,
yes,
home
okay,
version is different, professional version is a difference. So
yes,
it is a big headache for the front end developer, while the backend and front-end developer make it a good and smart solution, but when it's come a question to represent your solution for your front-end user, if front-end user find out that your interface is not working properly, your
okay,
interface not able to capture appropriate data based on your use case, and it give you the big headache. So actually at this point,
yes,
A2UI is the come. So behind the scene now, what this protocol helping you? Suppose as an example, I can
okay,
give. I am the booking master
okay,
agent.
okay,
Okay, you come into my train station, and you
yeah,
with a family. You just tell me, I went to the journey, booked one reservation, one seat.
okay,
Okay, are you with the family? Okay, when he says that yes, I'm with the family, so I'm a book agent, sorry, reservation agent. I will understand what I need to suggest to him and give him the appropriate interface to take all consider about the security preference, about data input, validation, constraint, and security, as well as it was binding with the backend backend solution.
sure,
Okay,
okay,
behind the scene, all is working fine, including to take consider the browser compatibility, version compatibility, operating system compatibility, device compatibility, okay,
Okay.
space size compatibility. So all of things done is a one point. So I hope you enjoy this session. And
Okay.
Angel will give you the great introduction,
Okay.
okay? And I record this video, okay? And I'm going to publish into the our GTCS chapter. Also, I will send reminder everyone who
Okay.
register for this event for on-demand request. Okay,
Okay.
I hope you enjoy. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for your feedback, and it is really, really a big pleasure for me. So, I am happy that you enjoy.
Thank you very much, Angel, and to appearance our channel and our attendee. I might be very inspired by you. Okay.
Okay.
And when we are talking about the front-end application, but front-end application is not stand alone. It was rely on the backend. But as a traditional method,
Yes.
front-end and backend, all of this thinking now is a one platform. Before we called the web application,
Yes.
now we should call agentic application. Before we build the traditional application, now we need to build the agent. Agent means he can hear us like human, he can
Exactly.
listen us as a human, and
Exactly.
he can react like as a human. What he need to do, this agent can be done. Not like normal chatbot. You ask one question, he give the one, okay, I don't have this information, not like these things. Okay, so why you try to build an agentic application, you must be take a consider where you will host your agentic application. I mean your infrastructure, your server, your dependency, how you will choose, what is the option. At this point, our next speaker, Ashutosh, will share his insight, uh, will share his insight beyond the prompt scaling agent workflow on GTG. I hope you will enjoy his session. I would like to welcome Ashutosh to continue the session. Ashutosh, you are here. Hello.
I think
Uh,
it is here, but I think if you don't
yeah,
have,
Ashutosh, are you here?
yes, he write in the chat. So I think just enable his microphone
O-
and video and so on.
okay, you can unmute your microphone. Also, here is one question I see from called the Umme Fatima Sadia Hussein. Yes, you said very well. You know, we are a new chapter. I am bringing a lot of excitement. You know, in the behind the scene, there is a lot of technical and full workshop we are bringing the channel, and we have it in mind to give you the attendee certification as well. But not this time. Hopefully, in the future event, you will get it. Okay. Okay. I did not see Ashutosh is here. Yes, Ashutosh is here. Okay. Can you unmute your yes?
Hey, good evening, good afternoon.
Yes, yes. Thank you
I
very much, Ashutosh.
yes, I was waiting for the presenter access.
Yes. You have the presentation mode.
Yes, I got the access. Just no,
I am
I
stopping. Sorry, I am stopping share my screen, and you may continue yourself. Uh, Welcome to Ashutosh. Ashutosh is a very expert on the infrastructure design, and he have a lot of training skill as well. I would like to introduce yourself to my attendees so that they can give you the good dedication and attention onto your session, and you may continue. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Uh, Before that, just a quick clarification. I don't know, my camera is not detected by this meeting, so probably not able to share my video. So sorry for that, but I hope that doesn't have any issue. Uh, Having said that, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, of course, based on your time zone. My name is Ashutosh Sudhakar Bhakre. I am a Google developer expert. I'm a Docker captain. I'm running a company called Unnati Development and Training Center Private Limited. I'm having around 25 plus years of experience in the training field, doing corporate training since last 15 plus years. I'm a Red Hat certified instructor, Google's authorized trainer, and SUSE certified instructor as well. I'm here to talk about a little different, or probably not different, because if you see, everyone is talking about agents, right? AI agents or agent, or it's a agentic era, what we could keep hearing about, right? So based on that, I am here to talk about how you can deal with key agent workflows on GK. Not only key agent, I could be talking about, I could be more getting into a deep dive of different AI agent solutions, what we have in terms of the GKE infra or GKE orchestration tool ecosystem. So, uh, a quick agenda for next couple of minutes or probably next hour. Where should I deploy my stuff? What about GKE? What about GKE workload? The problem we are facing in the GKE, what is the solution in the GKE scenario, and what are the AI based solutions what we are getting offered so far, and probably a K test GPT, kubectl AI, and of course the K agents. So I will be focusing more on the K agent logic in this session, but I thought of creating a ground, creating a prerequisites also for all the attendees, even those who are not knowing what is Kubernetes, or even who are not knowing about the orchestration scenario. So I will be taking this into three phases. One is the foundation settlement, a quick logic of containers, probably GKE orchestration, then the AI ecosystem issues, the problems, and then of course the solution. That's the three step discussion which I will be doing. I usually do this in a large audience, but looks like this is a recorded session, so I will skip these questions. But yeah, Kubernetes, and of course, uh, a logic is where should I run my stuff, right? So in the GCP, if you see in the Google ecosystem, we all know that as an infra, you can deploy your app on Compute Engine, which is more committed resource, where you have a dedicated memory, dedicated CPU, and a specific OS or specific operating system get ran, and on top of it, you deploy the application. Second is the orchestration way, more containerized scenario where you can assign TPU, GPU, and other logical scenarios. Even it's not about only containerized way of doing an application deployment, but stateless and stateful. So Kubernetes helps us to deploy stateless as well as stateful application both. That's what we was knowing about. And then we have a cloud run if it is a stateless application where I will be deploying uh, clusterless and stateless base application. I will be using cloud run, right? And then we have a event driven ecosystem or event driven scenario which is run name as cloud run function. It got revamped recently. Earlier it was cloud function, right? So anyway, that's a glimpse of how and where I can deploy my application, right? Out of which if you see about Kubernetes helps us to deploy a container in an orchestrated way, in a more uh, you know scaling, auto healing, then node scaling, pod auto scaling, HPA, a lot of things, right? So by any chance, if any one of you, or probably if you're watching this as in recorded session, or and not knowing the containers, I usually show them this image, right? It's like a basic mobile phone, which has isolation, which has security, in terms of portability, in terms of cost. It is very cheap in terms of not only cost, battery backup, good battery backup, even uh, you less maintenance, low maintenance. These are the features of containerizations. If you see containerizations, containers are isolated, secure, just enough operating system, low cost, low maintenance, easy to spawn, right? Just enough. So I would always say to the people that containers are nothing but a JEOS, just enough operating system. And these are being used by people like agents. Yeah, these are not AI agents, by the way. These are our, undercover cops, right? So undercover cops keep using these mobile phone because of these kind of features. Yeah, that's the logic. And you run the container in a orchestrated way using something called Kubernetes, right? That's the logic. And we have a managed Kubernetes called GKE, Google Kubernetes Engine, which has a lot of features like I can create a cluster easily, load balancing, auto scaling, upgrade, auto repair, logging, and monitoring. Even not only that, it has other features like code repo, container registry, specific to CI/CD scenario, continuous integration and continuous delivery scenario, can be managed easily. Private clusters is there, data encryption is there, dynamic volume management is there. Lot of advantages can be managed, can be deal with the current scenario, right? That's the whole point of GK. Now, even if you see, even if you're still not uh, able to understand what exactly the GKE is a orchestration or a managed orchestration scenario. I take, I usually take a very basic example on what is orchestration. A very simple example. Let's say I have a classroom with three class teachers and a couple of students are studying. Now, let's say if one of the class teacher is not coming tomorrow, probably this class teacher, the third class teacher is not coming tomorrow, then what happens with these students? Ideally, these students will go and keep playing on the ground. For them, it is a no lecture. Right? They will bunk the class because no class teacher is there. You know why? These three class teachers are technically not in sync, right? So to make them in sync, what we do is we add one more ecosystem, a lady called HOD. She will be doing three things, right? What are those three things? Yeah, she will be doing three things. What are those three things? Central management, load balancing, and high availability. That's the logic of the HOD, right? And then, of course, it becomes a college. Now, why I am telling all this? If you map these features with the analogy, containers are like my students, the classrooms are like my host, VMs, nodes, teacher teacher is like my Docker or container D, which is also known as CRI. CRI, Container Runtime Interface, right? So each node has a CRI, and that CRI is responsible to manage containers running on that specific node. So to overcome with that, we use Kubernetes control plane or master, which will manage all these ecosystem centrally, right? Like a HOD scenario. I hope the analogy is very simple and easy to understand. Now, yeah, that was a quick, foundation for those who might be seeing this or attending this session with a less knowledge of Kubernetes, right? Now, when I say Kubernetes, uh, initially everyone tell you that Kubernetes is one of the easy orchestration software. So it is like an these are the expectations, right? It's like having kids in the life. These are the expectations. Looks like you're enjoying, but in a harsh reality, it is like this, right? A lot of things you have to manage: Prometheus, Grafana, CNI, CRI, right? You have to do observability, you have to do monitoring, you have to check the metrics, scaling. So it's like doing doing multi-activity or multi-task management in one. That's the harsh reality of Kubernetes, right? And that brings another problem of troubleshooting, right? Dealing with Kubernetes troubleshooting is one of the hectic and painful task what we ever have, right? So probably it will be if you ask a Kubernetes guy that when was the last time you got a good 8 hours sleep, he will be answering something like this to you. He will be saying, this is the only place when I had sorry, jokes apart, just to clarify the analogies, what we could be discussing. So the problem, troubleshooting, managing, observability, right, is painful. So what is the solution behind it? Of course, for every problem we have a Gemini, we have a what do you say, LLM coming as an hero behind the scene, right? So yes, we all know that Gemini is a Google family. So why can't we integrate the Gemini LLM model with my Kubernetes to overcome with the previous challenge, these challenges, right? Or probably these challenges. Sorry, yeah, correct. On the right hand side, what we have. So how to deal with? So that's the Gemini way of dealing with it. So rather than using Kubernetes in a technical or troubleshooting Kubernetes in a technical way, is there anything or is there any new way of doing it? The answer is yes. Interact with the cluster in a command line scenario using natural language queries. So better to talk to better the cluster in a natural language, like how you talk to someone in English. Do the same. That's the best part of the current discussion. So two things which you can easily use. One is K8s GPT or kubectl AI. And the latest, it's not latest, it has been launched by solo.io. But yeah, the latest, what do you say, tool is nothing but my K8s, sorry, K agent. K agent. That's another tool what we have. But anyway, we'll talk about these two tools first. So what is K8s GPT? K8s GPT is a AI powered tool that helps to troubleshoot, that helps to automate, right? It's like DevOps GPT, like a Gemini or like a Chat GPT. You are saying DevOps GPT. It supports almost all the out of the box integrations. It supports, if you see, it supports OpenAI, it supports Azure, Amazon Bedrock, any LLM model. If you could, or if you could like to use, yes, it does support. And how do you talk to them? Like, you talk with the uh, Kubernetes cluster. The best part is the cluster can be a GKE cluster or non-GKE cluster. You just install a Kubernetes K8s GPT operator, and then you can do monitoring, integration, CVE, and all that, right? So you have a third-party kubectl client, kubectl client that will talk to your nodes, or probably control node, and then you do K8s GPT analyze, right? So that's the way of how a K8s GPT can be used. And then you talk to your K8s GPT in a natural language, right? That's one of the most important scenario in terms of K8s GPT. I remember I went for a talk, or I went for a workshop to take for 500 people. And when I reach on that day to the workshop, I found that, like, while uh, getting into the venue, I book a cab, and in the cab, I came to know that Google had launched the new open source tool called kubectl AI, similar to K8s GPT, interactive task input, supports AI models, things it supports. That's the best part. And how it works, have a look. So I'm asking my cluster that how Nginx app is doing in my cluster. See, it's showing you what it is. See, can you reduce the capacity of the Nginx application by half? See, it has scaled. Can you fetch the log of the Nginx app? See, so I don't need to, I'm going away from the kubectl commands, what I could be normally using to deal with such kind of scenarios. See, check. That's pretty much interesting, and that is pretty much logical to have check. Yeah, cool. So yeah, that's how the kubectl AI can use to deal with, right? Even if anyone is interested to try this, I had written a code lab on this from scratch, like how someone can use and deploy the kubectl AI ecosystem, how to set up a cluster, how to set up a yeah, 2 node or 3 node GKE cluster, how you you know yeah, how you can verify, and then how to install a kubectl AI. Yeah, that's a single command which deploys the kubectl AI. And of course, whether you need a Gemini or probably what you say, the OpenAI or any other key, whatever you're looking for, you can utilize it, and then you can start talking to it. This is what the best part. What I personally like is you can basically launch it as a agent also. It's like you're talking. See, I did something here. How many nodes are there in your cluster? See, it's like a interface, it's like a agent what you deploy. So these are the logic, or these are the more logical scenarios what you can utilize using a kubectl AI. So K8s GPT, then kubectl AI, these are the tools, by the way. I'm repeating my statement. These are the tools, right? But they are not deployed as an agent, very technically speaking. That's where the K agent comes into picture. It is designed specially for Kubernetes environment. It empowers team to create intelligent and autonomous agents who can monitor, automate the workload using LLMs. Uh, KTest GPT is a CNCF, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And K Agent also is a CNCF sandbox project, which is launched in 2025, created by a company called Solo.io. That's the organization name what who had launched the K Agent. So what it is, a open source framework for running AI agents inside or in Kubernetes for automating the DevOps operational ecosystem. Not only automate, you can do troubleshooting, you can do cloud native scaling. That's the best part of the scenario. That's the best part of the scenario what we have. So agentic AI framework is nothing but a K agent. And what it does is, if you see GKE, it has two types of clusters, right? One is a standard cluster, and one is the uh, Atto cluster. So K agent can be used to deploy or rather deal with both. So even if I want to use K agent in terms of autopilot cluster, yes, I can use it in terms of both scenarios. I can even use K agent for something called agent mesh. I can create multiple agent mesh if required, right? So at this point, I just wanted to show you an official website of KAgent, which is a kagent.dev. Have a look. So when I see kagent.dev, you will understand that it is basically a tool to build and deploy AI powered solutions in Kubernetes. Even it has one more thing. Where it is, it has KMCP, K agent MCP. It has both the logic C, KMCP. So anyway, I will come to that later. But yes, that's the use case of the K agent. And what you can basically do with all this is, you can override the challenge of a compute reasoning or unpredictable spike management cost GPU. Agent needs memory, so we all know that even learning from an our Google's ADK, we know that it is there are two things. One is short term memory and long term memory, right? So that's another challenge for the agentic ecosystem. Long term task, how do you survive, how do you run the long term task? Unlike stateless APIs, that's a last minute challenge. Then non-deterministic load, that's another challenge, to sustain or to deal with. So these are the challenges what has been covered from an K agent perspective. So I will be using K agent in or K agent with GKE for native orchestration, for deploying K agent as a controller to manage the life cycles of my application, probably using CRDs, custom resource definition, right? Even isolation, I will be using GKE sandbox. You might have heard about gvisor, to run untrusted agent code securely. And of course, for dealing with the MCP, I can basically use Kubernetes resources, right? So that's where the KMCP can also uh, pitch in to deal with, right? So yeah, that's the logic of the K agents. And what I like about this K agent is it supports it supports Bedrock, Anthropic, OpenAI, Azure, Olama. Olama, one of the, you know, we are using Gemma now, Gemma 4, which is recently launched. So Olama helps you to deploy these model on the local intranet scenario, right? So that's where you can use Olama. Gemini is also there. Even bring your own OpenAI compatible models are there. Even Vertex AI is also there. So that's the support, or these are the providers what we have in terms of the K agent scenarios. Cool. Yeah, let me take a pause here. I know, but just in case, if you have any query, please go ahead. You can shoot it in a chat window. I hope you guys are able to follow me. Cool. Thank you, Adam. Cool. Thank you so much. So yeah, that was just a poll check what I was trying to do. So these, as I said, these are the advantages. Now, what are the key features of it? Uh, AI powered automated automation, right? Where, as I said, multi provider support, right? Tools you can integrate. Different tools are available to integrate in terms of the K agent scenarios. So even if you come to the standard, see, these are the tools. Can you see that? Isito, Grafana, Argo CD, Helm, right? Then there are other tools, Selenium. I can even create my own tools. Don't get confused. These are not agents. I'm repeating my statement. These are not agents. These are tools what we can integrate, right? So maybe let me share this to you also. Then of course, after the tools, you can have agent to agent communication, A2A protocol, where you enable sophisticated communication between different agents. That's what the earlier speaker was also talking about in terms of different scenarios. Comprehensive observability, one of the most important logic, where I could basically uh, check or trace the behavior, right? Understand the performance of the agent. That's again there in terms of the uh, K agent ecosystem what we have, right? So yeah, that's the point what we could basically deal with. And the best part, these are the pre-built agents in terms of my K agent scenario. So once you deploy the agent, right, you could able to see this sort of tools what we have or what you can use. That's the best part of the scenario. So you can say Argo rollout conversation agent, Selenium agent, right? EC2 agent, observability agent. See, so it's like an ADK. Maybe not exactly ADK, but you can give instructions to deal with or how it should behave, right? So once, so how to install this? Let's say I want to bring this to my uh, current cluster. So it's very simple, right? I wish I could show you a demo, but due to a resource constraint, I'm not doing this. Yeah, you need a different logics. Of course, you should either have a kind cluster or maybe a Helm, and of course a kubectl AI. If you're using OpenAI, then a key is required. Export the key. And I like this because I'm coming from a Linux background, so I usually do this. It installs the agent and then it creates some parts, right? So once the agent is installed, it could be looking like this. So I did this on a different dev environment. So the screenshots are coming from there. So see, so you can see the tools also, some agents also. See, Argo rollout. So these agents will talk to my Cube API server, right? For it's like Helm chart, like how a Helm was hitting to my API server. In the same way, your K agent is hitting to a API server, right? You can see observability agent, gateway agent, Grafana agent, EC2 agent, Prom that is Postgres, sorry, Prometheus, my bad. Prometheus agents. These are the agents what you could see once you could able to install here, right? And then you could get a dashboard like this once it is done. See, and then you say getting started. It will take you to this screen. You create an agent or use the created agent, and then yeah, specify the instruction. See, yeah, here. So you can even tell that what the agent should do, what the agent should not be doing. These are the logical scenarios involved for dealing with the agentic approach, right? Have a look. And you know what I feel is you have a liberty as an user. You have a liberty to configure these instructions. You can say that what is the scope of the agent, right? What are the things the agent can answer, cannot answer, can cover, cannot cover. These things you can easily make out, right? Yeah. So sorry. So even if you come to this sort of things, you can instruct the system prompts and select the tools. Yeah, this is what I was saying. See, I'm selecting some pre created tools, and then the agent will talk to my cluster via these tools. So I hope you are not getting confused with the agent and the tools, right? Yeah, that's the scenario. And yeah, it is looking like this. See, you start connecting to the agent. See, so even if I open this image, so even if I just want to zoom this out for understanding, you can see this. Sorry, I'm doing this live. Check. It's ready to send the messages. You simply start talking to, right? Then see, these are the tools. K8s get availability resource, K8s get resource. These are the tools you can use as new chat. So you are running an agent inside or on top of Kubernetes cluster to deal with observability, deal with scaling, and other logical scenarios. Cool. So yeah, that's all about the K agent stuff. Just in case if you want to try this or you want to do this, I have one link. Let me see if I can share with you. Yes, I can share. So there is a course, a complete in and out course called K Agent Discovery and how to deal with KMCP also. I'm not covering KMCP because I think it could be a little advanced discussion. That's the reason I only covered about K Agent ecosystems, right? So yeah, that's how the logic remains in terms of the entire course. So yes, this is the link which I'm sharing. Cool. And yes, this is a code lab link. What you have, you can use this code lab and complete the kubectl AI. I'm trying to write a K agent code lab also. Let's see what happens. And yes, I think I covered the things so far. So yeah, I know it's I covered it little quickly, but yes, that's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, go ahead. Over to you, Muhammad Ali.
I mean, thank you, Ashutosh. It was really good and very insightful, actually, who is manage the infrastructure at the DevOps point of view. I hope my attendee find out very good and important. And thank you very much to share with us. And hopefully our chapters all member will watch your session as well as who is live watching you. Thank you very much. There is any question? I think so, not yet. If there is any question, you can place with me as well as Ashutosh, very active on the LinkedIn as well. You can connect with him and you can get any advice from him. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye and take care, guys.
One thing's actually, we are a GDDSX organizing a different type of taxation. Okay, stay in touch with us and check out our chapter page and sign up for this event. Whatever your flexible time you can enjoy with us. Okay, and also don't forget to place your feedback after end of the session. Either tonight you will get the feedback form, to place your feedback so that we can understand your necessaries and your interested topics, so that we can bring the good speaker who can share with you, and we all together build a good community in the tech society. Thank you very much, Ashutosh. Thank you very much for joining live with us. Thank you very much again.
Thank you all. Bye and take care. Thank you.